Hi, I'm Michelle Karam with Dishes by Michelle in Los Angeles, California. One of my favorite things around Thanksgiving time is apple pie, but I don't like all the calories that I get along with it. So this is a variation of an apple pie, which is a baked apple without all those extra guilt added calories. The first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take your apple, and I have Golden Delicious. You could use Red Delicious, you could use Fuji. I wouldn't really recommend a green apple because it might be a little bit too tart and tangy, but any red apple will do. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the core, or just a little bit of the top of the apple out so that we could get all of our good sugar and flavors and seasonings inside of there. So we're just removing just a small part, and we're just gonna cut it kind of at a V angle so that it just pops right out, just like that. And it kind of makes like a little cavity inside of there. So now that I've got my 4 apples cored out on the inside, it could not be any more simple. And this is like basic Apple 101, I want to say. Like, it would be the easiest apple pie you've ever made without the crust and the rolling out, so with truly all that flavor. So I'm going to put the 4 apples inside of my little pan over here. It's an oven-safe pan. And I'm going to take some brown sugar and granulated sugar that I've kind of mixed together and kind of just put like a little pinch of it on the inside of each one. And then I'm going to take some raisins, and these are just plain old raisins. You could use golden raisins, or these ones are California raisins. They've removed their shades and white gloves. That was a horrible joke. So here's some raisins we're gonna put in there. And then I have some cloves. And what I'm gonna do is, just like you would with a Thanksgiving ham, how you would poke them right in there, I'm just gonna take some of these cloves and just poke a few, maybe like 3 or 4, inside of each apple. And this is gonna add such good flavor to it. There really is, to me, no smell or flavor like the smell or flavor of a clove. I love it. Now, before you serve these, remind your guests that there are cloves in here though, because they can't bite into them, because if they bite into them, they'd really hurt a tooth and it wouldn't taste so good. All right, perfect. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a pat of butter on each one, and you're just gonna lay it right on top. And this is what's gonna melt on there and make all that ooey goodness of the sugar, the butter, the raisins, everything. It's gonna be fantastic. So there we go. Put that on there, and then we're gonna take our cinnamon, sprinkle a little bit on top, and I'm just for good measure just gonna give one more little pinch of sugar on top. And then, after we get our hands all cleaned up, I'm gonna take my water, and this is 3/4 of a cup of hot water that I have over here. And you wanna make sure that it's hot so that it already gets going once it gets inside the oven. And you're just gonna pour it right at the base over here. You don't wanna pour it over your apples, just on the bottom side. It'll create some steam in there, so that once your apples start going, it'll actually create that heat in there to make the apples soft and mushy and gooey and yummy, and can't wait to get them out of the oven and eat them. All right, so I'm gonna pop these in the oven now on about 350 to 400 degrees, depends on how hot your oven runs, for about an hour. My apples are out of the oven. They are perfectly crispy, gooey, ooey, and all that a baked apple should be. They look absolutely wonderful and smell even better. I'm Michelle Karam with Dishes by Michelle. Thank you so much for watching my video on Thanksgiving baked apples.